in a deep, dark forest where the trees towered like skyscrapers and the air was thick with the scent of pine, there lived a bear named Bruno. Now, Bruno wasn't your typical bear. He was big, imposing, and everyone in the forest knew his name whether they liked it or not. Bruno walked through the forest like he owned it. He didn't care about the smaller animals, the birds, or the quiet life the others tried to lead. He had his own rules. Every morning, when the sun barely peeked over the horizon, Bruno would lumber through the forest, stomping with heavy paws. Thud, thud. His steps shook the ground beneath him. The birds lost their nests. The rabbits ran for cover. And the squirrels, forget about it. They couldn't even collect their acorns before Bruno crushed them underfoot. One day, the animals called a meeting a very important meeting. The fox, who had a sharp mind and a sharper tongue, stood at the front of the gathering. "We have to talk about Bruno," she said, her voice trembling. "This bear is making life impossible for all of us." The animals nodded in agreement. The deer couldn't sleep with the constant noise. The owls couldn't hunt in peace, and the rabbits couldn't forage for food without Bruno's shadow looming over them. "We need to go to him," the owl, who was wise beyond her years, said, "and make him see reason. This forest isn't just his, it's ours too." Later that day, they went to Bruno. He was sitting by his favorite tree, looking smug as always. The animals stood in a circle around him. The fox spoke first. "Bruno," she said, her voice calm but firm, "you've been stomping through our lives like you own this place. You wake up the whole forest with your noise. You crush our food, and you leave nothing behind but chaos." Bruno chuckled, his deep voice like thunder. "I'm a bear. I do what I want. This is my forest. I take what I need. If you have a problem with it, maybe you should move." The fox didn't flinch. "But it's not just your forest, Bruno. It's everyone's. And while you might think you're a big shot here, there's more to life than just getting what you want. There's respect. There's peace. You can't just walk over everyone without consequences." Bruno grinned, showing his sharp teeth. "What's respect got to do with it? I'm the biggest here, and I'm gonna do what I please. The deer, ever gentle, stepped forward. Bruno, it's not about being the biggest. It's about understanding that we all need space. We all need quiet. You're loud. You're messy. And it's driving everyone crazy. You're making this place unsafe for all of us. Bruno looked around at the gathered animals, each one smaller than him, but all standing together with a shared sense of determination. It wasn't fear. In their eyes it was resolve. And then something unexpected happened. Bruno, the mighty bear, fell silent, his broad shoulders tensed. He wasn't used to this. No one ever stood up to him. But he realized something that day. The animals weren't afraid of him. They weren't intimidated by his size or strength. They had come together, and they meant business. After a long pause, Bruno spoke in a low voice. You know, maybe you've got a point. Maybe I've been a little too loud, but I don't know any other way to be. This is how I've always been. The owl, wise as ever, nodded. You don't have to change who you are, Bruno, but you need to understand that the forest isn't just about you. It's about all of us. We can all live here together if we respect each other's space and needs. Bruno sat quietly for a moment, thinking. Finally, he spoke again. I see now. You want peace, not conflict. All right, I'll try. I'll be quieter. I'll be more mindful of others from that day on. Bruno still walked through the forest, but he did so with more care. He didn't stomp so loudly. He didn't crush the berries or trample the flowers. And when he passed by, the other animals didn't run in fear. They didn't even flinch. He still was a big, imposing bear. But now he understood something that changed everything. It wasn't just about what you could take, it was about what you could give. And Bruno learned that in a forest full of voices, the loudest one isn't always the most respected. True strength isn't about how loud you can be or how much space you take up. Real power comes from understanding the importance of respect, peace, and harmony. Sometimes the biggest act of strength is simply listening to others and finding a way to coexist.